Blast me to Kanto! It's time for the Mad Merlins review of the Deluxe Battle Deck Meowscarada EX for the Pokemon trading card game by the Pokemon Company. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Pokemon trading card game unboxing. So today we're going to be taking a look at the Deluxe Battle Deck Meowscarada EX. So as I said in my Quackaval EX video, this is the second of the two Deluxe Battle Decks, and they go together nicely as a set, and you can battle against each other. So they are pretty cool decks. They are rating 2, so they're a little bit more advanced than your basic starter decks. They have some nice advanced techniques that you can use. And yeah, includes some really powerful Pokemon, including those Radiant Pokemon. So yeah, before we dive into the deck fully, let's do the usual. So don't forget to, of course, like this video if you are enjoying my trading card game content. If you are, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already, as it helps the channel grow. We are over 500 subscribers strong now and growing every day. Finally, don't forget to check all the links in the video description, including my Patreon page, where you can help support the channel from as little as £3 a month. And drop a comment down below as well. Let me know what your favourite trading card game is and what you want to see covered on the channel more. So yeah, let's dive into the Deluxe Battle Deck Meowscarada EX. So, at the front there, we have Radiant Alakazam there, and Meowscarada EX looking pretty cool. So yeah, level 2 deck, so a nice challenge. It includes 3 holographic cards, 1 coin, a deck box, and a playmat. So on the side we have Meowscarada, Battle Deck, and Pokemon. On the other side we have Pokemon Deluxe Battle Deck and a QR code to understand all about the play levels. And finally on the back, we actually have our contents. So, ready to play 60 card deck, a single player playmat, a set of damage counters, a large metallic coin, condition markers, deck box, strategy sheet, and a code to play the deck online or on the app now. So we have a 60 card deck. We have 2 Meowscarada EX, 2 Florigato, 4 Sprigatito, 2 Dunsparce, 2 Eldegoss, 2 Gossifleur, and 1 Radiant Alakazam. Then trainer cards, we have 4 Professor's Research, Professor Sada, 4 Youngster, 2 Boss's Orders, Getsis, 2 Jacques, 2 Clara, 4 Gapejaw Bog, 4 Ultra Ball, 3 Nest Ball, 2 Energy Retrieval, 2 Escape Rope, and 2 Great Ball, and 13 energy cards. So sadly we only have the grass energy, so we can't actually use Radiant Alakazam's attack, but I think we'll keep having him in the deck mainly for his ability. Alright then, let's open up the box and see what we actually get. It fought me there. Shuffle it all out, there we go. So, we got that strategy guide again. We got our battle mat. We got our damage counters. And we got all our cards. So we got our really cool holographic cards there. So 2 Meowscarada and that Radiant Alakazam as well. We got the Meowscarada jumbo coin there. Looking pretty cool. We have 2 acrylic damage counters, poisoned and burned. So yeah, they're nice. I have quite a few of these at the moment. Way too many from Elite Training boxes. And of course we have the rest of the cards. So yeah, let's open up the holographic cards and then we'll go through the cards in the deck and I'll tell you what they do. We'll have a look at the battle mat and a quick look at that reference sheet. And I'll give you my final thoughts as well as the price for the set. So we'll open up our holographic cards here. Oof. So we actually get a card for the app/online game now. That's pretty cool, but that'll be useful later. So yeah, we get 2 of the Meowscarada EX. So Bouquet Magic, you must discard a basic energy card from your hand to use this ability once per turn. You may put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's benched Pokemon, so that's pretty cool. Then we have Scratching Nails, so 100 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has damage counters, you do 120 extra damage. Pretty cool there. So 2 of those for the deck. Then we have Radiant Alakazam there. So Painful Spoons. Once during your turn, you may move 2 damage counters from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another of their Pokemon. So a good way to help speed up the knockout of a Pokemon. But yeah, we have the Mind Ruler ability, which we can't actually use because we don't have Psychic Energy. But this attack is 20 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. So that's not too bad. If your opponent has a high hand, you can do some massive damage there. So let's take a look at the cards in the battle box. Put those to one side. So we have our energy cards first. 13 of those. A little unlucky. So our cards are the rather cute Sprigatito there. So yeah, gather sunlight, search your deck for 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand and shuffle your deck for 1 energy. And also for 1 energy, we have Seed Bomb for 10 damage. So 4 copies of that. We have Professor's Research, so discard your hand and draw 7 cards. We have Youngster, shuffle your hand in your deck and draw 5. Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. We have Florigato, I think my favourite of the evolution. So Seed Bomb again, but it's a little bit stronger now, does 30 damage. Then has Magic Whip, switch your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. Your opponent then chooses a new Pokemon. So that's pretty cool. So 3 copies of that. We have Nest Ball, which allows you to search your deck for basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Dunsparce, so find a friend, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it into your hand and shuffle. Then Bite for 50 there. 2 copies of that. So we have our Boss's Orders. This forces out one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So good if you're looking to get rid of some potential threats before they get too powerful. We have 2 copies of Shark, which lets you search 2 evolution cards. Energy Retrieval, add 2 energy cards from your discard to your hand. Great Ball, look at the top 7 cards of your deck. Reveal a Pokemon you find there, put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. And the other cards back in. We have Gapejaw Bog, so whenever either player puts a basic Pokemon from their hand to the bench, put 2 damage counters. So plenty of copies of that. Eldegoss, so Cotton Lift. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for 2 energy cards, put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck. Then Cotton Guard does 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage. And we have Gossifleur there with Leaf Edge for 10 damage. Finally then, we got 2 copies of Clara and 2 copies of Escape Rope. As I said, in the Quackavile deck, these are coded E. E is going out of rotation now, so these cards will need to be replaced if you want to use the deck in official tournaments. But yeah, other than that, this deck is pretty cool. So we got a nice lot of cards that are useful for any deck. A lot of these are staples. The deck is very focused on putting damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon, so you might be able to replace these with some other cards that does the same sort of thing, boosts the damage done to your opponent. So it's really cool, strategic sort of deck. So yeah, replacements for these, you could add Miriam, which allows you to shuffle up to 5 Pokemon from your discard into your deck and then draw 3 cards. So that sort of evens out the ability to not add them to your hand. Or else you've got, if you want to recycle your energy, energy retrieval, which is already in the deck. Or else you've got Super Rod, which lets you select Pokemon or energy and shuffle those into your deck. Escape rope. So as I said, this one doesn't allow you to switch out your. This allows you to switch out your Pokemon and your opponent's Pokemon, but yeah, there's not much that lets you do both. Boss's Orders, which is already in a deck, is pretty good for bringing out your opponent's Pokemon. But yeah, really, the only thing you can sort this out for is the good old switch card, which lets you switch your active and Pokemon with the Pokemon that's on your bench. Yeah, other than that, not a lot of options to replace at the moment. But yeah, all in all, a rather good deck. And like I said, it could be took to tournaments. Oh, we've also got... okay, we're going to have to find some replacements for Gossifleur and Eldegoss. They are also E. I didn't see that. But yeah, that's not too hard a job to find replacements for. They don't do a lot for the deck. They protect themselves, so you could easily replace those with some other Pokemon that do more damage to your opponent. Or cards that allow you to search and speed up things. But yeah, really cool deck nonetheless. Maybe put in a couple of Psychic Energy so you can make Alakazam go on the offensive. But yeah, fun looking little deck. Can't wait to put the deck through its paces. So let's give it a quick little shuffle. Try and split these cards up a bit. But yeah, all in all, really good decks. Oh yeah, let's bring, if I can find it. I can't find it. There it is. Floragato, Meowscarada there to the front. So looking really cool. So right, I'll bring everything back in. I'll give you my final thoughts on the deck, as well as the pricing. Before we look at I'll give you my final thoughts, let's take a look at the included battle mat, just so you can see what it's like. So, really cool battle mat. We have the Meowscarada leaf there, which will match up nicely to the bubbles from the Quackval. So we have our prize card slots. You know what these are. You put 6 cards on top of your deck here, and every time you knock out an opponent's Pokemon, you take at least one of those and add to your hand. 2 if it's a Pokemon EX or V. We have our bench, so you can put up to 5 Pokemon from your hand onto your bench. We have our active spot with the name of the Pokemon, the hit points of the Pokemon, the attack cost and energy, and the attack damage. And what we can do on our turn, so draw a card, put a Pokemon on bench, attach energy cards, retreat, evolve, play trainers, use abilities, attack, or end turn. Then finally, deck and discard pile. So yeah, pretty cool. Alright, now I'll give you my final thoughts on the deck. So there we have the Deluxe Battle Deck Meowscarada EX. I'm getting tongue-tied here. All in all, a pretty cool deck. Really nice one that allows you to put a lot of damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon for little cost, really. Nice control deck, I think, in a way. Forcing your damage to your opponent, bringing out your opponent's Pokemon from the bench with Boss's Orders. And all in all, really pretty potent deck, so well worth its level 2 status. As I said, there's a few cards in here, well, so a few, is 8 cards in total that you're going to need to replace if you want to take this deck to tournament. As I said, some good replacements are Miriam as a supporter card, Switch to replace Escape Rope, and there's quite a few other cards. You could swap out the 2 grass Pokemon. They're not all that good. One's a defensive card, so you could probably find something that does something similar in some of the newer sets. But yeah, other than that, the deck does look quite fun to play with. And if you want to see these two battle it out, sign up to my Patreon, as I will be doing a battle video just so you can learn the Pokemon trading card game and see these two decks face off against each other. So pricing then, as I said, the RRP for these decks are roughly £20. I think I usually see them online for 17. I actually picked this up at my local B&M where it is on sale at $7.99, bargain price. They only had 2 Quackleval, and I think they had about 4 or 5 of the Meowscarada. Might pick up another copy of this just to max out on the Meowscarada EXs in the deck. Yeah, other than that, there's some pretty cool cards in it that could go into my other decks. So yeah, after I do the battle, I might be scrapping these for parts and putting into my own decks ready for the upcoming tournament season. As I said, it's a rotational season starting in April. We have E cards going out of rotation and F, G, and I think it's H now staying in rotation. So yeah, let me know what you think of this deck in the comment section down below. Also, let me know which trading card game you want to see more of on the channel. Out of the ones I play Yu-Gi-Oh!, this one, Pokemon of course, and Digimon. Potentially thinking about getting into Lorcana and possibly that new Star Wars trading card game. Although I still have the old living card game for Star Wars from Fantasy Flight Games in my cupboard somewhere. So yeah, pretty cool deck, as I said. Let me know what you want to see. And until next time, thank you all very much for watching. Stay safe and happy hobbying. Goodbye.